But you see that. You see people trying to tell people when, what to spend, how to do, especially when people getting married. No, I want you to get married. No, invite these people.
Right.
It's like, no.
It's not for you.
It's not for you.
Yep.
This ain't yours. You had yours, maybe, and this is mine.
Yeah.
But parents try to live vicariously through their children. And to your point, you put all that energy there, and now when it's time for you to come back to your spouse, it's like
strangers.
Yeah. Well, who are you?
I'm thinking them wealthy thoughts, baby. Everything about you.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy, StephenMotivate. We're back again with another special edition of Wealthy Thoughts.
Yes, sir.
I'm here with my co-host, my friend, and yours, Mr.
Steve James.
Yo, man, how you feeling today?
What's popping, brother?
What do you think is a good discussion today that would help people?
Dating an entrepreneur.
Dating an entrepreneur. Ooh. Are you ready?
I like dating an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
The ups and the downs.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is your skin thick enough?
Yeah.
To eat ramen noodles?
Yeah.
Some nights.
Yeah. Sleep on air mattresses.
I don't know about that.
Gotta draw the line somewhere.
Yeah, you gotta have a bed. Start off with that one. Nah, but I think I don't know, man. I'm seeing a lot of people jump into entrepreneurship, like in that space.
Yeah.
And I see it more so couples. And I think it's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And I think it's definitely a beautiful thing when they're both doing it, whether it's their own business or one helping another business.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because in order to do this, you have to have someone that, number one, understands valleys, understands the highs and the lows.
Yeah.
And understands that, this is the pain can be overbearing at times, but it will pass.
Mm-hmm.
You just gotta waver the storm.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's important. I think people don't talk about that enough. Relationships and being able to being able to juggle.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we have to juggle a lot, especially being, in the positions that we're in, being parents, being fathers,
Mm-hmm.
Being providers, being protectors, being solution individuals.
Yeah, solution-based, problem-solving gurus.
Yeah, it's a lot. And it's like, how do you stay sane and still, be able to give your significant other time?
Yeah.
Time, energy, passion. Because, you can put so much into your business that you drain yourself.
Yeah.
So then when you get home, it's like, all right, well, we're going to watch this Netflix movie, or the Netflix movie going to watch us.
Right.
One or the two.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, you got to find time to make time for your loved ones, for your spouse, or for your person you're in relationship with. For me, I tested out early with my relationship. It was like, hey, this is what I'm doing. I was selling barbecue sauce when I started dating my now wife. And it was very important for me to see how she was out at them farmers markets with me. Do you want to grind with me? Because this is the life. And she always says, like, nothing's changed, because I've always been grinding. I've always been working and then working some more and working on the weekends. Oh, I'm working on something.
Right.
I'm just a person. It's in me.
Yeah.
I go to sleep thinking of stuff. I wake up thinking of stuff. I'm just a go-getter.
Yeah.
It's just in my skin, like at a different level.
For sure.
Like it's, I would be fine if everybody was on vacation and we talked about business every single day, all day, and that was all we did.
Yeah.
Like it's weird, but my wife,
It's weird.
I think the problem is, you gotta your significant other, the person you're in a relationship with, just has to see that from the get go.
Yeah.
Now, if you surprise them with it, later on in life, okay, you just got to recognize that it's a surprise. So you're gonna have to keep reiterating that, hey, I'm changing, I'm different than what I was before.
Right.
And I think that's the tough thing. If you get in a relationship with an entrepreneur, you just do as much, fact finding research as you can, so you can be able to, not be surprised when the valley comes.
Yeah.
Like, you need to see me in some situations where I'm depressed, where the business is overwhelming me. I don't want to talk, where I just lost a deal, or I just lost a shipment. You need to see, because I need you to know when not to talk to me. Actually, don't say anything to me, please. This time, I need complete silence. That's the only thing that can help me, is complete silence and a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
You stupid. But yeah, I feel you on that. Shout out to Ty, man, because slinging them barbecue sauces with it wasn't easy.
No, it wasn't. Had to carry them. Had to count the money. Make sure that nobody steal. Barbecue sauces in glass, busting.
Shout out to her.
Crazy business partner.
Shout out to you, sis.
Yeah, but that was a big, for me, I was like, wow, this girl's willing to grind with me. And I think if you're trying to date an entrepreneur, that may be, not everyone's like that, but some people are going to be looking for that. Like, are you willing to be a part of this lifestyle?
Yeah. And I think it's important. I think in the dating phase, it's important if you're already in that mode. Because, there's situations where someone can, get in a relationship and they're not an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, okay, I'm working a job. So how that transition of working to, okay, now, we're used to this income coming in. I don't want to work no more. I don't want to work this job no more. I want to do my own thing. So how do you transition to that to, okay, now we got to actually grind to get this check.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And for a woman or a man that is dealing with that, that's a transition.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, you got to be built for that. And if you're not, at least before you take things to the next level, like, all right, this ain't gonna work because I need a steady paycheck.
Yeah.
And I need to know that on this day, on these 2 days out of the month, or 4 days out of the month, depending on how you get paid, this is what I'm banking on. And if you're not banking on that, it's gonna be tough dating an entrepreneur, man, because it's not easy.
No. And that's where I think communication is key.
For sure.
Communication is key. Is the fuel of all relationships.
Yeah, regardless.
Whether it's your mom and daughter, or father and son, or brother, sister, it comes back down to communication.
For sure.
And when the communication stops,
yep,
the relationship is on thin ice.
Yep.
And that's why, like, for me, I force communication. I'm one of those annoying people, like we was talking about the other day about don't go to bed angry. Well, now we have went to bed angry before, but 9 times out of 10 we work really hard. Hey, I want to talk about this. Let's talk about this. This is bothering me. I'm not happy with this, or because or are you happy with me? I know I got to go out of town again. How are you feeling? Always just forcing yourself to talk.
Yeah.
When it's like, I don't feel like talking.
Yeah.
But when I realized that, it's the same in business. If you're not communicating with your boss, with your coworkers, it's like, what are you working on? Right. What are you doing? Are you happy with this? Are you not? So when I learned that, it's like, okay, I got to force myself to communicate.
And this is important it's one of the the main thing in relationships that get jacked up. It's like, oh, I'm just not communicating with this. I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people just shut down. That's why I'm very grateful for me and Brianna's relationship, because like we don't argue. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
and
y'all special.
if we do argue, it's like a quick thing. And I'm so to the point where I need peace, where I want to nip it in the bud right now. Like, oh, I'm sorry for saying that. I'm sorry the way I reacted.
Yeah.
Because you wait, it's like like I have to be super, like I can't even tell you a time that something just spilled over for days.
Yeah.
It's just it just nip it in the bud, because you just make your life easier that way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Especially when you have chemistry with somebody in history.
Yeah.
It's a difference. It's like, I know what pushes your buttons. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to push your buttons.
Right.
You know what makes me tick. I don't want you to, you know. So I think that's just that's the part that, you know, people, they kind of miss out on that. You know, you see a lot of people get into relationships and then it don't last because they didn't have there was really no substance. They don't have no history. They're still learning each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're still learning what, you know, they're still learning one another.
Mm-hmm.
And I see it. You know what I mean? I see people get into these relationships and, you know, they fail because of whatever reason.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times it's communication or just not being on the same level mentally. You know what I mean? Like,
well, and to that point, I think that's where you got to think about, you know, you brought up the example of, okay, if something changes and, you know, the money's got to be different now, we got to grind. Like, what are y'all goals look like together? And so, and we work through this now because, you know, with me, I'm always moving the bar.
right.
All right, we got one Turo car, let's get 10. Go from 1 to 10. We got 10, let's get 20.
Yeah.
And it's like, dang. And so she's learned that about me now, but that was probably a big issue in our relationship. She's like, you've created, you're stressed out, but you created all this stress.
Yeah, for sure.
And we were fine financially.
Right.
You just want to take it up a notch. You know, and I was like, yeah, you're right. And I'm sorry, you know, nip it in the bud, to your point. Now let's sit down, where I realized now let's sit down and talk about the goals. And that's where I say, hey, babe, here's my goals for us. What do you think about them? I like when we can vacation. We've already been on basically 2 vacations this year. And to me, I like that. 1 vacation every 3 months. We did one where it was for her birthday, and then we did one recently with the family. That costs significant dollars.
For sure.
And so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be gone a lot sometimes. I'm going to be working a lot. I'm going to be grinding, you know, especially recently. It's just been a real miserable grind. But it's like, hey, babe, this is my goal. How do you feel about that? How do you like that? And I don't even think we finished the conversation, but we brought it up to talk about, do we have shared goals?
Right.
And I think when you talk about when you realize you don't know somebody, it's like, because when that valley comes, when that, you know, everything's easy in peak season, but when the slow season comes, it's like, okay, what do we really want? How much money do we really want to generate? How much stress, how big of a house do we want to deal with, or how smaller? So those type of conversation about what's your actual goal with this? And I think that gets missed in relationships and money, because the entrepreneur is just running, like me. I was just running. I'm just going to add another 10, thinking that more means better. And more don't always mean better.
Right.
You know, more means more.
Right.
So you're going to have more headaches and more money, but also more headaches. You know, and so my wife is, you know, when we look at that, that's something we got to continue to work through, is, okay, what are our goals? And that's something, I don't think it becomes static. It's like a basketball game. It's like, this quarter, we trying to get back, or, this quarter we trying to, and then by the end of the game, hopefully you done won, but you got to set those goals, and plays throughout. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely agree. I definitely agree. I think it's important to, like you said, the whole goals thing, but I think it's important as entrepreneurs to, kind of sit back and say, all right, let me take a break. Let me enjoy some vacation. Let me enjoy, a date. Let me enjoy, because we get so caught up in go, 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 that we're not allowing ourselves to, enjoy the fruits of our labor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think it's important that's why I think it's important to date. I think that's so important because
it's a lifeline.
Yeah, for sure. And that's just in general. That's not even just marriage. That's in relationships. You know what I mean? Like when you're dating, it's just important to still court. You know what I mean? Like that is so in a vacation, those memories, because I'm all about memories. Like that is by far something that I just love creating, and whether that's with my significant other, my family, you know what I mean, like my friends, like those are the things that we're gonna remember forever. You know what I mean? So to be able to have the freedom to do that, it's like, no, it could be different because we could have a job that's pulling at us where we can't get away, where we can't do these things. So the minute you put some money aside and say, okay, bet we're going to go here for the weekend, or we're going to go here for, for 4 or 5 days just to unwind. I think that's just important. And I think that just keeps everything fresh. Cause now it's just like, all right, it's business too, but we know how to unwind and go enjoy ourselves and create some memories.
Right. And
So-
it's probably when it gets to be too much business is when it's, you do lose yourself.
Yeah.
And I think that, I heard somebody saying, like, I think it was Pastor Brian Bullock of one of the churches we attend here, that's Darius, Union Church. He said, don't tell me you ready to get a divorce and you're not dating. You're not even putting in the work.
Right. Yep.
It's like, and I was like, dang, when he said that, I'm like, oh wow, you upset with your marriage, but you're not doing the things to keep, because you lose yourself in marriage, especially when it's kids.
Yeah, for sure.
The kids are, like, we was looking at that thing, the kids are everything. You wake up, deal with the kids. Go to bed, deal with the kids. Conversations about the kids. Doctor's appointments. And so
they're running the life.
Completely.
Running our lives.
And they're only going to be there temporarily.
Yeah.
That's what is so funny. It's like they're about to take, y'all going to be separated because they done took up 10 years of y'all life. Now y'all don't know each other.
Right.
Y'all ain't dating. Y'all ain't doing nothing together. Done forgot, because everything gets poured into the children. And it's like, we got to learn from people who've made those mistakes. Like, you have to date.
Yep, for sure. And it's biblical.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's husband, wife, kids. And I see this topic a lot too. Maybe we can talk about this. But a lot of people are like, oh, no, I'm putting my kids before my spouse. And it's like, how do you... that's just tough for me because it's like, no, the kids, like you said, it's temporary. Like, eventually, and once 18, 19, 20, they're going to go off and live their lives.
That's the biggest thing that I tell myself is that, oh my God, this is temporary.
No, for sure.
I'm
going to always still be your parent.
Always.
But as far as this thing that's happening right here, this is temporary.
And that's what, and I don't like that because you see it in when adults try to parent their adult children.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're done parenting me.
Yeah.
You're still my parent.
Yeah.
But we're more on a, you prepared me for
where I'm
adulthood.
at, yeah.
Now we're both adults.
Mm-hmm.
I need to respect you. I need to honor you always. But we adults.
Yeah, for sure.
I make my own decisions now. You got to trust that what you put in me is how I'm moving.
Yeah.
You know,
that I can navigate through those things that make me make the right decisions.
yeah,
Because that's where the foundation comes.
yeah.
Yep.
Like, and I tell my mom, you've already parented me.
Yeah.
You already raised me. You're done raising me. Yes, you're always going to love. I always need you for advice, prayer, support, comfort, love, experiences. But the bulk of all that stuff, you gave me the tools. Now I got to just use them.
Yep.
Now, there may be times where give me some of that good parenting wisdom again.
Right.
But 9 times out of 10, it's over. And so I hate when you see, because at that point it's manipulation.
Right.
Like, I will tell my children now, go to bed.
Right.
You're going to bed now.
Right.
There's no negotiation.
Yeah.
But when I'm 26, you can't tell me when to go to bed.
Yeah.
You know, and if you're still in my house, then, you know, and you haven't fully matriculated into life.
Right.
But, you know, it's just, but you see that. You see people trying to tell people when, you know, what to spend, how to do, what, you know, especially when people getting married. No, I want you to get married. No, I invite these people.
Right.
It's like, no,
It's not for you.
it's not for you.
Yeah.
This ain't yours. You had yours, maybe, and this is mine.
Yeah.
But parents try to live vicariously through their children. And to your point, you put all that energy there, and now when it's time for you to come back to your spouse, it's like,
strangers.
yeah, well, who are
And
you?
that was that. I think Drew might have sent it, or no, you might have sent it when they were at that. They were at that conference or wherever they were at, and it was the
Yeah, oh yeah, I think
married
it was
couple,
a pastor.
and
Yeah,
then the kids, and he was just like, "Okay, y'all stand together," and they put the kids in between the mom and dad, and they're like, "See, this is what the problem is. Y'all immediately put the kids in between you two, and that's how it normally is.
Yep.
The
It is.
kids are in between."
Even
Right here. It's like when you
Even-
think about it, it's
yeah.
like, oh, I'm putting all this energy and now I don't have any energy for my spouse.
Yep.
Now I don't have any energy for my girlfriend or my boyfriend, like, because you are putting your kids first.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And it's nothing. And when you say first, because people get that misconstrued, it's like always still protect, provide. That's your job.
Right.
But when it comes to that, there has to be guidelines in that.
There has to be.
You know what I mean? Like, you still need to do the things that you need to do for your spouse, for these
And
things
yourself.
still, in yourself. You need to still be taking care of yourself. You need to be still, like, self-care is important.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you need to take them that time to keep yourself together, because it's easy, like, especially when you just going, you just forget. It's like, oh, you just get into the habit of being a parent.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like, okay, we got to do this, especially when you got, like, right now we're in that crazy phase.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can't even imagine when they start sports
Yeah.
and start, you know what I mean? Now we got to start really moving around. Like, it's just important to, you know, to always just keep in mind of keeping things fresh in the relationship, and know that even though your kids are your everything, that it has to be a balance there.
It does.
You know what I mean? And especially with entrepreneurs, especially with people that are always on the go, like, that is because then that's the reinsurance. Like, all right, this is the reinsurance I need. I know when I go back home, I know I got my family, I know I got my wife, I know everything is, because people need that. If not, y'all just gonna just grow further and further apart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And next thing you know, it's like, well, what are we doing this for? Are we just staying around for the kids? Normally, that's what happens.
That's the question.
We're keeping this thing together for the kids. I can't stand you.
Right. We've lost
But
each
the only
other.
reason that I'm in this is because of the kids.
Yeah.
I'll never want to be to that point.
Yeah. No, it's no good.
I never want to be to that point.
It's no good because look at everything you done sacrificed up
Yeah.
until then. But if to not get to that point, to what we talked about, you got to communicate.
Yep.
You got to date.
Yep.
You got to put things in their proper place, biblically.
Mm-hmm.
Keep things in order. Like, it's so funny. Like, we be thinking. I grew up in church. And a lot of people I know grew up in church, and church was annoying. You had to go all the time. You had to do all this stuff. But I don't know what to tell people now. Like, unfortunately, that's the hack.
Yeah.
A lot of that stuff is true.
Yep.
I received significant what I would call blessings when I after I got married.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing my kids does have a great fulfillment. Higher than any party I ever went to, better than any, trip I ever went on. Like, sometimes just coming home and seeing my girls is like, wow, this is what life is about.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm building something lasting.
Yeah.
This ain't no party that's gonna go away.
Right.
And it's like, and a lot of those principles are biblical principles.
Mm-hmm.
But we kind of poo-pooed them, or we listening to the latest music and thinking that, I don't want to live that. That's kind of lame. But it's like these principles will make your life rich.
Yeah.
Will give you great joy if you get things in the proper place and proper order. And when it's out of order, at least okay. Because it's one thing for stuff to be out of order and you don't know how to get it in order.
Right.
You're like, I don't know what to do. But it's another thing for stuff to be out of order and you're like, okay, I know what's wrong. We need to spend more time together. We need to make sure the kids is not controlling everything. We need to date. We need to communicate. We need to, what did I talk about? Goals. We need to talk about the goals with the business and the money and all this stuff. Okay, now I understand it's still going to be work.
Right.
You still got to work at those things, but it's a horse of a different color if you don't know what to do completely and you just like, oh. And so I hope people are getting that. I hope you're learning that these things will enrich you and your relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And it's we're preaching to ourselves. I mean, it's
for sure, 100%.
Yeah, it's not like we perfect.
This is a we talking it through. Like, oh yeah, actually I do need to do that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like that's the whole purpose of this. Like, especially when there's other people that can relate. Because a lot of people are in this situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of married couples that are doing the entrepreneur thing, killing it. And, they're still juggling being a parent, because we're getting older now. Everybody I pretty much know got kids. And their kids are either older or they're just starting off in this new journey of parenthood.
Yep.
And it's just a beautiful thing to see. And I want couples to win. Like I want this. I want that. I just seen
that's dope.
An article. I just seen an article about now like two family household or two parent household has like risen since the last time they did this study or whatever.
Oh, really?
So I don't know if I can look it up, but I thought that was dope because that's.
No, that is dope.
That's a good statistic.
My cousin was telling me that the boys were getting made fun of because they lived in a 2-parent household.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, like how odd is that? Like now going through school, they was so, it was like embarrassing because so many people didn't have 2-parent houses. So many people are getting divorces and
crazy.
You take self-care too far. It's like, oh, I'm just going to do. No, you just gave up.
Yeah.
You wasn't doing self-care. You just wasn't trying to work at the thing. And it takes work.
Yeah.
And, I'm glad to hear that too, because I think my theory on this is always, a 2-parent household, and I ain't telling, some people are not going to make it, but some relationships aren't going to make it. But you think about how important families are, scheduling team sports and all this sort of stuff. Like, yeah, it can happen without, but it's just families are super. This is the foundation of everything. We all, come from families. And so we as men, if we can do all we can to keep that strong, to learn better habits, principles, practices, to do that, then we should.
Mm-hmm.
And so I like your statement. Yeah, I want to see couples win.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's all new to a lot of us, but for we kissing, I'm late 30s, getting close to 40s, and it's like, okay, did I make the right moves? Am I sometimes I think, man, I want to go party, but it's like, again, it is not valuable.
Right. Yeah.
Like, I can go have drinks for a week straight and party and hang out and dance, but it's just, that stuff needs to be peppered in through a date night or through something.
Yeah, for sure.
But just doing it fleeting, it's just,
yeah, because it's not a priority.
There you go.
That's what it boils down. I mean, I get it now. Like, man, why you ain't coming outside? I'm like, bro, do you not know what's happening over here in this household with three under 4 running around?
right.
It's like, it's different. And my priority is not, and I'll have to do better with the juggling aspect, because I miss a lot of events.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it's like, when you're trying to get stuff out there, when you're trying to get the podcast out, when you're trying to get your music out, your brand out, it's like, I still have to be able to juggle that. I have to still be outside.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because people still need to be able to see my face. They need to know that, oh, okay, this is what this is how, okay, and he's a family man, and he popped out to this event. Like, I think that's still important.
Yeah.
Because you got to still be, especially when you're, I don't like the whole public figure thing, but when you're, when you're in the public eye, you know what I mean? So if that's whatever we are, sometimes you still got to pop out. No,
you do. And that's respectable, but like you said, the priority is raising that family.
Yeah, 100%.
But another good thing is that, I can still go outside and have a good time, and I can still go home and raise my family.
Yep.
I ain't got to be no deadbeat dad. It ain't no, well, if I'm going to be outside, I might as well say F everything, and I'm going to just be a complete...
somebody use that as that, like, I'm just going to be outside, man.
I like being outside too much, so I just going to forget the family and let her handle it, and I just put my, be on child support. Like, come on, man. Don't give up that easy. You got something valuable that you building, and that's what I'm saying. Like, you're building young men.
Yeah, for sure.
So when you get to 50, 60, 70, 80 years old, you're going to look back and be like, man, I'm proud of my boys.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that is just, it has way more staying power than going out back. You're not going to remember when you went out in 2000 and, 14, but you gonna remember when them kids and the memories you make with that family. You might remember if you go out every now and again, but
when we go out, we gonna remember.
Making memories.
Yeah, we make memories and movies when we go out. So if we are gonna go out, we gonna make it make sense.
Yeah,
but that's cool.
That's it. So I think it's relationships, money, all those things have a higher probability of success if you work at them. It ain't like they can't coexist. We doing it. It don't mean it's easy. But if you work it, it'll work.
If you work it, it'll work.
If you
work it, girl, I put my thing down.
That's not what I was thinking, but all right. That's it, y'all. Another episode of Wealthy Thoughts. Stay motivated, have some healthy relationships, and get that money too.
Yes, sir.
Until next time, it's your boy StephenMotivate.
Steve James.
Peace.
I'm thinking them wealthy thoughts, baby.